Good afternoon. Happy Saturday, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today. Me and Misty will be going over chapter 17. This chapter's title is Where Are You and Where Do You Want to Be? So, I guess for me, I'll go ahead and get started. One of the things that I got basically is that it says here, its only mission is to assist you in getting from where you are to where you want to be. And I know that this is pretty out of context, but this is explaining basically how a GPS, right, or the antenna of a vehicle, you put in the destination of where you are to where you want to be. And one of the things that it basically was saying was, it's not asking you where you're coming from. It's not asking you where were you in the past. And so the reason that I wanted to bring that up for me is because it basically is a reminder of, Amber, it doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter who you've been. What matters is where you are today and where you want to go. And what are you willing to do to position yourself towards that direction? For example, am I willing to get out of the rut that I'm feeling? Am I willing to go digging and figure out what's going on? Why are these things not coming to fruition? Where is the resistance here, right? So it's basically telling me that the universe's only mission, its only mission is to assist you in getting from where you are to where you want to be. And so it makes sense more and more when I think of, sometimes people say success doesn't care about your emotions, or success doesn't care how you feel. And I think of it in many different angles. And what I'm understanding is, in order to successfully reach the end point, it doesn't matter what's going on in your external circumstances. Are you willing to go through that uncomfort and put a smile on your face and say, I know where I'm going, and all of this is simply contrast to see if I am still on track of where I want to go, or if I should be defining or redefining my goal a little bit deeper, right? Am I losing focus? Am I going down road A when in reality I should be going down road C, you know? And basically it just allowed me to see that it doesn't matter what has happened in my past. What matters is where I want to go. And and so here's another thing. Wow, this one really hit me. And what this one basically is saying is, right, it says no one else needs you to be or do things for them in order for them to be fulfilled. For all of them have the same access to the stream of well-being that you do. Why did this call out to me? It called out to me because not only have I done it to another person in the past, I have given myself the guilt trip because of what other people have done to me in the past. For example, your role is to be a wife. With your role, these are the responsibilities. Most of the time, the responsibilities have nothing to do with being teamwork and getting the house to the next level. It has to do with how are you going to please me as your so-called husband, because you chose me to please me and make me happy, right? And in all reality, that is not at all my responsibility. My responsibility is not to make the other person happy. My responsibility is not to do extra kinky stuff to fulfill, an emptiness that the person has, right? This is an emptiness that the person has that's making no deliberate intention to figure out what it is besides pointing the finger of saying, it is your responsibility because I chose you as my wife and XYZ. And same, vice versa. I know that at times I can also be like, hey, I didn't like this. This is very frustrating, right? I'm very frustrated because of XYZ. But you know what? From what I'm understanding here, It's no one. If I'm frustrated, then there's something out of balance. Where I'm trying to go in the future and where I am at right now is not a good starting point. It's saying, hey, Amber, where you want to go in the future has nothing to do with how you're feeling right now. How can we figure out what you're feeling and how can we get over this feeling to get back on track?
Mm-hmm.
So that then goes to show, can I work with this person to make it to the other side? And if the answer is no, then it just lets you know where that relationship stands. And then you get to discuss whether or not, does this person want to make it to the other side? Because we all have different goals. But some people's goals can be pretty much the same in terms of like entrepreneurship or in terms of whatever the case may be. So it's one of those things where it's like, am I going to stay frustrated and am I going to blame someone for not taking me to the next level? Or am I going to say, hey, you know what, Amber, no more getting frustrated, no more having this contrast between you and this person. Why does this person not stay behind? And then I can go ahead and continue my journey.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to get frustrated about these things. But it's one of those things we have, right? That we have everything that we need to make those decisions. But sometimes those decisions can still be a little bit challenging when we haven't been programmed to fulfill our needs. And so, at least for myself, I know that I've been programmed to believe that someone else needs to fulfill my needs. So this is something that stood out for me and I want to bring it to the forefront because I know that maybe someone else may be struggling with that and not understanding, like, why is there so much resistance here? Why am I fighting all the time? Well, it's because stop fighting. Start digging. Start digging, figuring out what are these feelings. Don't be embarrassed of these feelings. Don't feel guilty about these feelings. Don't feel shameful about the feelings. Just figure out what are the feelings that are coming up to you and what are some needs that you can give yourself that you're expecting someone else to give you. So I guess that's something that I can share because for me, that was something that I needed to hear.
I think we all definitely need to hear that for sure, because sometimes I feel like that's something that people sometimes don't even really realize it, especially because, kind of like you say, a lot of times as a role, as a mother, as a husband, as a wife, like there's certain expectations that are put on you, and it makes you feel some kind of way, as if like you have to make sure of these certain things and this type of happiness. But like you mentioned, ultimately we have to be, everyone is responsible of their own true happiness. And I like what they said here too, that your greatest gift to give is your happiness. So when you truly are in that state of joy, happiness, appreciation, you are fully connected to the stream of pure positive source energy. And if you think about that, like that is so true. Like when you're happy, like you radiate, like it just automatically, you know what I mean? That energy, everyone can feel it around you. And it kind of emanates in the, it spreads. It definitely becomes contagious with the people around you. So instead of actually, focusing on, like you mentioned, trying to find, those things, your fulfillment, the things that you feel that someone else needs to fulfill, like you said, definitely that's a good thing that you mentioned, is to really just go deeper within yourself and see why, and see what is missing, and how you can actually, start to reconnect with yourself and fill those voids, and just, bring yourself happiness. And I feel that that's where you actually stay in more of a longer state of happiness, because when you're happy with yourself, like honestly, you could be totally alone, like, like what's that movie, I don't, Shipwreck. You can have like a, just a freaking volleyball, or you don't even need anything, like you're just totally cool. You got the bare necessities, you got food, you got, like, you know what I mean, you can do your thing in the ocean. you're good. Like when you have that, like that true happiness, you need nothing. You just feel good, and you just feel that appreciation in general, and that gratitude, and that feeling itself is just a beautiful feeling to just be in. So I definitely, this chapter really pointed out quite a few things, especially just again another reminder about how our emotions, well, our feelings, how we feel internally about certain things, that is what is telling us if, because yeah, when you want to do something, you're set on a certain destination, those desires. And so basically, yeah, when you start to deviate a little bit, you feel a little, some kind of way. So just really to pay attention to those feelings that you're getting, as reminders, you know what I mean, to either, is this truly, like you said before, is this truly what I want to do? Or, you kind of see like when you're off course, when you start to feel that discord, because truly that is not our true state. Feeling dis-ease is not where we should be. The word itself even said it, dis-ease. It's like a disease. Like it's like you're in a sicky place. Like it's not good, and we all know it's not fun. So definitely pay attention to like your GPS, the way you feel, and truly, this lifts. I feel definitely lifts a lot of weight off shoulders as well, because you do not have to feel responsible for anyone else's happiness. That is truly everyone else's responsibility to create their own joy and happiness, and that's something that can also be reminded. So if ever you know what I mean, anyone finds themselves in a situation where people are projecting things like that on them, that's a good time for you to give that other person a wake up call, to tell them that that is not your job for you. You know what I mean? There's certain things, respect, whatever, and you give love, but for you to provide their happiness and you know what I mean, it just becomes that person is just not in a good place. So definitely remind them, go check themselves, go introspect, whatever this, give them the book, tell them chapter 17, read that, help people out. That's what we're here for, is to definitely just co-create, spread intelligent introspective knowledge that's really going to help further our growth in general, and expand and just make this experience amazing. So thank you everyone for being here with us. We definitely want to hear from you all, what you have learned, how things are going for you, and just, whatever it is that you want to just put in there, let us know. We are totally open. We love hearing from you all. So definitely continue to stay connected, and we will see you on the next chapter.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Misty. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Amber.
We'll see you guys on the next chapter.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.